Hello and welcome to Quietly Talking Movies ASMR channel. My name is Matt, and in this video I'd actually like to give you a glimpse into what is most probably one of the best, if not the best, weeks for physical media in the UK. So, yes, hello. So as I've mentioned already in the beginning of the video, this week, 22nd of April 2024, we actually have not one, not two, not even three, but 5 different fantastic releases that have actually come out strictly today. So I'll be actually taking a look into all of those today, unboxing them, talking a bit about the films themselves, but essentially just wanted to say that this week has been probably one of the best, if not the best, weeks in the physical media format, in the physical media world in the UK ever. I have not seen a week where we have actually been, given so many fantastic releases, and even having considering like these 5 releases, it's still like not all of them. There were actually a couple of other films which have been released, which I think generally deserve a mention. For example, the HMV exclusive version of Priscilla in 4K from Mubi, and some other releases. However, these 5 are essentially the films which I was generally interested in, and couldn't wait to actually get my hands on them. Alright, so since I'll be actually doing an unboxing of all of those, and I'll be dealing with the plastic material, and since my hands are quite sweaty, I don't want to leave any fingerprints, any marks on those. So let me just actually put on the gloves first and start with the first one. Perfect. Okay, so normally I actually start with the older films first. However, I think for the sake of you, the viewers, I am actually going to proceed in the reverse order. I'm actually going to start with the latest and slowly progressing into the oldest. So let me just actually pack this up to actually make way for the holdovers. So yes, the holdovers actually is getting a 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray release in the UK, courtesy of a company called Dazzler Media. I think they first announced Blu-ray, and then after a while they announced the 4K Ultra HD edition, which I thought it's a great move. Not sure how this film is actually going to translate into 4K format, because as if you've actually seen the movie, this film actually has this very much gritty and 1970s feel to it. So there are some aspects of the film which are specifically designed to actually look old in a way, if that makes sense. So if the film is actually in 4K, does it really translate well to this format, or would the Blu-ray version would be just as fine, if not better? yeah, so The Holdovers is actually one of my favorite films of last year. I think the top 5 of what has actually been released. I really love it, and yeah, I can't wait to actually unbox it with you. So yeah, that's the thing. One of the aspects also which I'm really happy with, and for this release, is that we got a slipcover with that release. I'm not really familiar with Dazzler Media and in the history of their releases. However, I always associated them with just the bare bones plastic cases, nothing fancy. But with this one, we are actually getting a slipcover, which is really nice, and for collectors, I think that's a real treat. The slipcover itself actually has this matte finish, so it's not shiny or anything. I think the Aliens film, which I actually have here, as well as the Kind Hearts and Coronets, they actually have this, glossy, shiny slipcover. And this is a matte slipcover, which I usually prefer, in fact. Yeah. So we got 4K Ultra HD plus Blu-ray. Includes the film starring Paul Giamatti, Divine Joy Randolph, and Dominic Sessa. This is a rating 15. Let's go to the back. It was released today, and the price is $19.99, which for a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray in current situation and the modern times, I think it's £5 cheaper than the other releases, which are actually getting a 4K treatment. I think whatever Warner Brothers, Disney is actually putting out, it's usually for £25. Studio Canal, on the other hand, usually targets £23. So, what we're actually getting here. So we get the bonus features, which includes deleted scenes, working with Alexander Payne, featurette, the cast of The Holdovers, and more! Exclamation mark. Okay, good. Now we got some of the technical details here. So we got 2 discs. We got 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and a standard Blu-ray. The film has an aspect ratio of 1.66 to 1. And we get 2 audio options. We get 5.1 DTS HD master audio, as well as 2.0 stereo PCM lossless PCM, just English language, and for subtitles we only get the hard of hearing English subtitles. Please be mindful that the Blu-ray on this set is actually region B locked. And one of the fantastic features that I can see already here is that we get Dolby Vision HDR. Fantastic. Alright. Okay, so we get the 15 rating because of strong language and brief nudity. Okay, so without further ado, yeah, so on the inside is essentially the same. I don't suppose we're actually going to get any additions in here, so it's just going to be a standard Blu-ray case with just the discs inside. Okay, just gonna put that here. Right, so essentially The artwork and the details are essentially the same from the slipcover. Alright, so we get the Blu-ray disc, the holdovers. The Blu-ray disc is a dual layer 50GB disc, and we get the 4K Ultra HD disc with the same artwork everywhere. Okay, and this is a triple layer 100GB disc. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, really looking forward to rewatching that one. As many people who have actually seen this film say it's kind of like probably a new Christmas classic in a way, and it's it's really hard to disagree with them. It's a really phenomenal picture, and with great acting, great story, and yeah, really happy to actually have this. Alright, next one up, and that is a Criterion Collection new release of Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. Now, this is a re-release in the UK, as we previously had this film released on the Blu-ray format only. So it is very much a new release, but a re-release essentially. This is a film from 1990, so already like very late Kurosawa, who has been actually making pictures since the 1950s. Yeah, we got the parental guidance logo, and as you can see, it's a bareback Scannovel Blu-ray case that we're getting. So it's not a digipack, it's not anything like that. I already knew what I was actually getting, since that has been already released in the United States for a while. And we get the usual Criterion sticker saying 4K Ultra HD plus Blu-ray combo edition. As of now, this film is actually being priced at $29.99 in the UK. If you're wondering, and if you're a Criterion Collection fan, the spine number is 842. Alright, let's get in it. Okay. I seem to actually have still some plastic wrapper cellophane on this. Okay, so before I actually dive deeper into what we are actually getting, let's take a look into the technical details. So it's a 4K Ultra HD plus Blu-ray combo edition, as I've mentioned. The film was made in the year 1990. It is 120 minutes long. It's in color. It has a 2.0 surround sound. It is in Japanese with English subtitles, and it has an aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1. Okay, so I actually don't know much about this film. However, I think it's, if I remember correctly from what I've read about it, it's one of Kurosawa's most experimental film. It's essentially consisting of a couple of loosely connected stories, and that's, as the title already suggests, it's Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. That's the official title. It's not just Dreams, it's Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. So it's kind of in this dream aspect and the storylines that are actually happening. And I think, it actually even says here that one of the stories includes a tribute to Vincent van Gogh, who is played by Martin Scorsese. Can you imagine that? Martin Scorsese playing Vincent van Gogh in Kurosawa's film. That seems like, this Avengers level, what would you call it? Avengers level. I forgot what's the. I forgot the word. Okay, well, let's take a look into some of the technical aspects in here. Not technical aspects, but the special features. So we get the 4K digital restoration supervised by cinematographer Shoji Ueda with 2.0 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack. We're getting one 4K Ultra HD disc of the film presented in HDR and one Blu-ray with the film and special features. So it says specifically it's in HDR, so knowing Criterion and knowing what they actually done in the past, it's going to be just HDR10. If the film would be in Dolby Vision, they would have mentioned Dolby Vision HDR. So it's just HDR10 that we're actually getting here. Next, we're actually getting audio commentary featuring film scholar Stephen Price. We get a feature-length documentary from 1990 shot on set and directed by Nobuhiko Obayashi. We get interviews with production manager Teruyo Nogami and assistant director Takashi Koizumi. We get a documentary from 2011 by director Akira Kurosawa's longtime translator Catherine Cadu, featuring interviews by filmmakers Bernardo Bertolucci, Alejandro G. Iñárritu, Hayao Miyazaki, Martin Scorsese, and others. We get a trailer. We get also an essay by film critic Bilge Ebiri and Kurosawa's script for a never-filmed ninth film introduced by Nogami. Never-filmed ninth dream, not film. Okay, so there was supposed to be more dreams in Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. And we get the PG rating because of mild threat, bad language, and suicide references. And since it's a UK release, the Blu-ray on the set is actually region locked. Alright, so let's take a look into what we're getting inside. And just like the outside is pretty much plain white, we're getting lots of colors inside. So we get the discs, and the first one in green is 4K Ultra HD disc. Which somehow has fingerprints on it. Okay, they're not mine fingerprints. Someone like quality assurance team was probably using this one. Okay, nonetheless, happy to say that it's a 100 gigabytes disc, so lots of data. And the Blu-ray is a dual layer 50 gigabytes. Inside we're actually getting a booklet with an artwork like from here. That's the back. Kurosawa himself, the master. Yeah, so that's the booklet. Featuring articles, essay by Bill Jabiri. And we get also the script for the 9th unreleased film, the Dream, called 9, A Wonderful Dream. Yeah. And as usual with Criterion, we're getting inner artwork as well. It's one of the scenes in the film, probably. I haven't seen this one, by the way. Beside Holdovers, I actually haven't seen any of those films, so I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, so that's the Blu-ray. It probably would be good if I would just clean this fingerprints. Okay, somewhat clean. Alright. Great. Now, let's go for the third one. And this time we actually have one of, I think, 3 James Cameron films that are being released finally in 4K Ultra HD. So James Cameron was supervising some of the recent releases. He was doing, I believe, first he was doing the Avatar #1, from 2009, which we actually got sometime later. He then jumped on to remastering in 4K Titanic, which we actually got some time ago, and I think it is fantastic. Then we actually got the, I believe, a couple of more films that were actually, at least, how do you call it? They were actually promoted. I think it was Aliens. We got True Lies already. I've seen True Lies in the past. Yeah, it's a fine film, but I probably wouldn't actually want to have it in my collection, so I don't have it. But we get True Lies, we get Aliens, and I think one of the most anticipated of them all, maybe, is The Abyss. However, if I know correctly, we're not getting The Abyss in the UK yet. I don't know why. I haven't seen The Abyss, so that's to say that I'm actually looking forward to that one as well. Well, here we got Aliens, and Aliens is a sequel to Ridley Scott's Alien. So this film has been made in 1986, and it again features Sigourney Weaver, and yeah, it's a direct sequel, I think. So we're getting this new release from 20th Century Studios, which is operated by Disney Buena Vista as of now. So it's essentially a Disney film somehow. And yeah, as you can see, it goes for $24.99 as of this time. And we're getting a glossy slipcover on the outside. We got the artwork here. It's got an 18 certificate and the Irish board 18 over here. And the alien here, it's slightly embossed or debossed. I don't know which one is which. Embossed, debossed. So it's kind of like a, I think you're calling like embossed, I think, if it's actually going outside, it's embossed, and if it's like going into the packaging, it's debossed. But this one is actually going out of the box, so it's embossed. Aliens. There we go. Now, I haven't seen this one, so but nonetheless, I've heard very good things about this film, so I'm really looking forward to experiencing that. That being said, I think there's better ways to actually go for an artwork here. Like, I've seen some posters on Letterboxd and stuff like that. There's so many great posters for this film, and somehow they actually went for this. I mean, come on. Alright. Alright, so what we're getting here, we're getting a 1986 theatrical version, as well as the 1990 special edition of the film with 17 minutes of additional footage. It's basically kind of like a director's cut with extended time. It's a 3-disc set. We get on disc 1 a 4K Ultra HD, disc 2 Blu-ray. We're getting, on both of them, we're actually getting a new theatrical and special edition. We get audio commentary by director James Cameron, cast and crew. We get an introduction by James Cameron, and the introduction is on the special edition version only. We get an isolated score by James Horner for the final theatrical and composer's original. Yeah, so basically you can watch the film and they disable all audio, and what you can actually hear is just the music for the whole film. And we get direct access to new additional scenes from special edition. And we get a third disc, which is a Blu-ray with just bonus features. We're getting the aspiration and design of aliens, superior power making aliens, and we got pre and post-production stills and footage, as well as much more, exclamation mark. So there's a lot of more that's coming up. When it comes to technical details, we're actually getting the film in 4K with the aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1. We're getting Dolby Atmos soundtrack, as well as DTS HD HR 5.1. What is the... It's not DTS HD Master Audio, it's DTS HD HR. Not sure which that one is, but for German. And we're also getting DTS HD Master Audio for English, Dolby Digital, a lot of English options, but most importantly we got Dolby Atmos. And we got a couple of subtitled languages here. Right, the film's running time is 154 minutes. Not sure whether that's actually talking about the specific theatrical version or already including the special edition. Not sure which it actually concerns. And we're actually getting a logo for Region 3, but not sure whether that's actually for the 4K or for all discs. So I guess I'm gonna have to find out soon. And one important and very welcome aspect, the film is presented in Dolby Vision HDR and also Dolby Atmos, as I've mentioned. And we're getting the 18 certificate because of strong bloody violence and horror. Alright, so let's go and open this up. As previously, we're actually getting the inside of this is essentially the same as the slipcover, so there's not much that I can actually go through. We're not getting any nice special booklets or anything inside. Right, yeah, that's the spine, same as with the slipcover. Let's open this up, and we're getting a 4K disc for Aliens with the what you call it, face hugger, I think, face hugger. Disc 1 movie, 2 versions plus bonus features, 4K Ultra HD. And again, okay, there we go. It's a triple layer 100 gigabytes disc, so you're actually getting 3 so far 100 layer discs. Then we get very nice artwork for the others. Got the disc 2 movie with 2 versions plus bonus features in red, and it's a dual layer 50 gigabyte discs. And we got the third disc just with bonus features. And it's also a dual layer 50 gigabyte discs. And as you can see, so this region 3 logo was pertaining all of the discs. 4K Ultra HD discs are usually by nature region 3 yet, but the Blu-rays are also region 3, so you can actually play them anywhere. Alright, so that is 4K Ultra HD version of Aliens. I really like Alien, and I'm really looking forward to actually watching this specific version of the film. I'm not sure whether I'm actually particularly interested in seeing, you know, Alien 3 by David Fincher or any other Alien films, although I quite enjoyed Prometheus and I actually have it in my collection, so Prometheus I'm actually fine with, but the others are so-so, at best, so-so. Okay, fourth film, and we got Kind Hearts and Coronets. This is a 4K Ultra HD edition from Studio Canal, and it is a new release, although this film has already been presented with the same artwork almost, without the 4K logo here, by Studio Canal and Vintage Classics line, previously on Blu-ray only. And I think it was also having a limited collector's edition as well that you could get. But now with the 4K you're only getting this version so far, which is a slipcover as we usually get with Studio Canal, and for the Vintage Classics we're also getting usually the year the film was made, which is 1949. This is a film, a British film made by Ealing Studios, which is actually behind a lot of films which feature Alec Guinness, and they're quite celebrated films. I picked this one up specifically. Maybe I wouldn't be too much interested in this film, but being a Criterion Collection fan, I know that Kind Hearts and Coronets is actually featured in the Criterion Collection. So by extension, I was really interested in actually getting this, and nonetheless, I still heard some very good things about this film from other sources. So yeah, that's kind hearts and coronets on the outside. We get sometimes we're actually getting this stickers from Studio Canal, which basically it's a sticker. You can actually remove that if you want. I'm actually with gloves, so it's way hard, but you can remove that and it says brand new restoration. Here we get the spine, and if you have some other Studio Canal films, this is going to go very nicely with the other versions. Apologies for that. So for example, let me pick up some other films that I have from the Vintage Classics line, so I'm going to see how more or less it actually aligns with the others. Give me a moment. Okay, so I do have a couple of Vintage Classics from Studio Canal here. So we got Run, The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie, Le Mépris or Contempt, and we got Peeping Tom. So if you have more films in the collection and you're actually displaying them, it's really nice to actually have them featured like so beautifully. Alright, but we're getting this film so far, and the pricing for Kind Hearts and Coronets in 4K, as I mentioned, Studio Canal is usually releasing them right now for $22.99. Right, so in here we actually get a write-up over the film itself, what it actually is, and what kind of impact did it actually have. And we also get special features, which there are quite some in here. We get audio commentary with film writer and critic Kat Ellinger. We get Once More with Ealing featurette with critic Peter Bradshaw and filmmakers Whit Stillman, Paul King and Stephen Woolley. So if you don't know, Peter Bradshaw is the main film critic for the newspaper The Guardian in the UK. Whit Stillman, I think he's a quite popular filmmaker. I think I have one of his films here, but I can't actually put my finger on what it actually is. And Paul King is the filmmaker who's becoming the recent Paddington films as well as recently Wonka. So he's a very cool director. What else do we get? We get John Landis introduction. We get audio commentary with Peter Bradshaw, Terence Davis and Matthew Guinness. We get Dennis Price, Those British Faces featurette. We get an alternative US ending. Okay, so United States got a different ending somehow. We get BFIs or British Film Institutes introducing Ealing Studios. And we get behind the scenes stills gallery. We got costume stills gallery, original trailer, and the trailer from 2019 restoration. And here we got information about the film itself, the technical details. So we get 2 discs. We get the 4K Ultra HD as well as the standard Blu-rays. The runtime is 106 minutes. And the content on both discs includes the main film as well as the bonus features. The aspect ratio is 1.37 to 1. The audio that we're getting on both discs is the lossless PCM Mono 2.0 track. We get the film is in English only, and then we're only getting the hard of hearing subtitles in English. And we're actually getting the 4K as always, it's region free, but the Blu-ray is in fact region B locked. And all movies in black and white. And we're actually getting the universal suitable for all logo, but with with a note that it includes brief racist language. Okay, there's some racists in here. As with the previous releases, and as is standard, the both outside of this, inside the slipcover, we're actually getting the standard Blu-ray case with the same artwork, so I'm not gonna spend much time on this. Alright, so let's open it up. And we're getting our film on 4K Ultra HD disc, which is a triple layer 100 gigabytes disc. So for all 4Ks that we were reviewing today, all of them are 100 gigabyte discs. Very cool. And we got the Blu-ray, same artwork. But a 50 gigabyte disc. Alright. And that's kind hard and correct. And last but not least, we're actually getting this new release by British Film Institute, or BFI. And we're getting two films by Yasujiro Ozu. We're getting I Was Born But, as well as There Was a Father. So we're getting two films released in here, which is actually kind of like a second part of what they actually were doing. So let me just actually grab the first part of what they released some time ago. Okay, so this is the new release from 22nd of April 2024, but already some time ago BFI released this particular set, which is 3 films by Yasujiro Ozu, which includes Dragnet Girl, Records of a Tenement Gentleman, and A Hen in the Wind. And it is a two-disc set. So the previous edition, as we actually got, is a nice Scanavo case. The artwork is usually the same, and as I said, it features 2 discs for 3 films, and we're also getting a booklet. So let's check what we're actually getting in this release specifically. Alright, so this is a green cover. By the way, just to actually mention, beside the fact that Yasujiro Ozu is one of the best filmmakers that I've heard about, I haven't seen any of his films, but I've heard so many good things about his films, and I think I'm really going to love them. So I have in my collection the Tokyo Story. I have The Flavor of Green Tea Over Rice. I have these 3 films. I'm really looking forward to actually having like some edition of his other films that Yasujiro Ozu made, including Late Spring. We got Only Son. There's a couple of other great films by Yasujiro Ozu that I would really like to have and watch. But so far, I have these 5 plus Tokyo Story and The Flavor of Green Tea Over Ice. Okay, so that display, there's no numbers or anything. BFI is not doing any numbering. We're not getting information about the year of the releases here on the spine, but we are getting some write-ups in the back. So first of all, This particular release is priced at $19.99, which for a Blu-ray release of two films, it's quite reasonable, I guess. So we got the write-up here, and we got the information about the films themselves. I Was Born But was released in 1932. It has a runtime of 91 minutes, and it says, as brothers Ryuichi and Keiji struggle to outwit the local bully and scale the pecking order in their new neighborhood, they found out that justice does not end with school. Ozu's silent masterpiece prefigures themes from his later color classic Good Morning, but with a darker edge. Yeah, so Good Morning, that's one I actually want to say to watch. By the way, it's actually important to say that this is a silent film. Silent masterpiece. Maybe, is it silent or basically, well, I'm not sure. And There Was a Father, 1942. It's 93 minutes. Shuei Horikawa sacrifices his teaching career after an unfortunate accident, but refuses to sacrifice the education of his only son. Alright, that's what we're getting. When it comes to special features, we get the films newly presented and restored in high definition. We get the newly recorded audio commentaries of both films by writer and film critic Adrian Martin. Okay, so not a lot, basically just audio commentaries. It doesn't say that we're actually getting a booklet in here, although I can already see that there is something inside. So compared to the special features on the previous release, we do also get essentially just the audio commentaries. Okay, so these films were released in Japan, as I mentioned, between 1932 and 1942. They're all in black and white. They're in Japanese with English subtitles, so that's the only language options we're getting. And we have the original aspect ratios of 1.33 to 1 for I Was Born But, and 1.37 to 1 for There Was a Father. We get a Blu-ray disc, 50GB disc, with 2.0 stereo, as well as LPCM 1.0 mono audio. Alright. And we got the Universal Suitable for All logo, because it contains very mild language and violence as the only things. So let's get on. What I really like about these BFI releases is, compared to the other films that they are releasing, it also has a slipcover, both of them. BFI is usually not releasing the films in a slipcover, so that's a plus to actually have those with a slipcover. Alright, and we're getting a little bit skewed spine here. I'm gonna have to readjust the sticker and the sticker. And the inlet inside. Essentially the front and the back is the same as the slipcover, so it's not going to be any difference. But we do get this kind of a size Blu-ray packaging, which is really nice. And inside we're getting one disc with both films, which is Region B locked, bear in mind. And we get a booklet, which is really nice. What does the booklet have? Because they didn't actually say anything about the booklet. We get an essay by Brian A. Dixon. about I Was Born But. Good information about the film. And we also get Men Don't Cry by Tony Raines, about There Was a Father. So we do get 2 essays, which is really nice. And we also getting a new score for Yasujiro Ozu's I Was Born But. And we get information about that score. So there are actually a couple of more details and more special features than you actually than I actually presumed in the first place. You get information about the presentation and the restorations and stuff like that. So this release is much better than it might actually seem in the first place. We are getting a couple of nice special features here. Okay, so that's that. Right, so that's the Yasujiro Ozu's 2 films, I Was Born But and There Was a Father. We also got The Kind Hearts and Coronets in 4K Ultra HD. We got James Cameron's Aliens from 1986. We got Akira Kurosawa's Dreams from 1990. And we got last year's perfect film, The Holdovers. So I think if we take into consideration that these films, I would say 6 fantastic films were actually released today, on all of them at once, it actually makes for a fantastic week for physical media in the UK. Like, I haven't seen this many great releases, which I was really interested in a very long time, and 4 of them in 4K Ultra HD format as well, which is a fantastic case. Alright, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and maybe I did help you with choosing some of the releases you might actually want to pick up for yourself. I do think that you might not be able to actually go wrong with any of those films. If you're interested into early Japanese cinema, you got Yasujiro Ozu's films. If you're actually into some of the British films classics, you got Kind Hearts and Coronets with Alec Guinness. If you're into like more modern and science fiction action cinema by James Cameron, you got Aliens. You got more foreign language cinema by Criterion Collection, you get Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. If you're a fan of more modern films and more modern cinema, and you're into comedies at the same time, dark comedies, dramas, you get The Holdovers. I mean, a variety of films in fantastic editions. Okay, so with that in mind, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it again, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye bye.